Now, there's an important question that we are asking on CNN News 18 as to whether we can trust Anjali's friend Nidhi's version. Now, what has she mentioned? Is there evidence supporting all the claims that she's making? Let's break down that for our viewers. Now, this is the charge. Anjali was inebriated. This is the claim that her friend has made, that she was pissed drunk, and this is why she went out and she in fact insisted that let me drive the scooty. However, despite the insistence, Anjali was hell-bent on riding the bike, and that's why Nidhi relented, and she said that she was very, very drunk, and that's the claim that she's making. The counter is that there have been no alcohol traces, and we have, of course, managed to access that autopsy report, and that says exactly that. Phone broken in the accident. That's another claim that Anjali's friend Nidhi made, that her phone was broke, because of which she could not contact the police, other than the fact that she was very, very scared and she rushed back home, leaving her friend to die. The counter is that all the CCTV images that we've managed to access, her phone is very much in her hand. So that's again a claim that's been busted. Mishap between 2 to 3 a.m. That's the time that was given by Nidhi. However, what we have seen from the CCTV, the final one that we managed to access, is that she reached at her residence at 1:37 a.m. Now, how does one justify that? And that also goes ahead and counters with this entire claim that many are thinking that the accident possibly happened, between that time of 1 and 2. So we'd have to see how does one go about from the version that Nidhi is going about giving the police, and also after speaking with media, these are the claims that have come out, and how does one go ahead and use it in the investigation. Taking this across to my colleague Anvit, who is joining us live. Anvit, the fact that the autopsy report has put out several claims, the important one is that this is a death by accident, something that the postmortem had mentioned, that there is no case of a sexual assault. However, there is one important possibility. Had these men who were in that Baleno car, after hitting Anjali, had they stopped the vehicle, possibly Anjali would have been alive today.
Yeah, post-mortem reports are very much suggestive of that, because they say that the injuries are ante-mortem in nature, which means that Anjali she was well alive when she had sustained some of these injuries. Because this is the crucial point of investigation in this entire matter, whether it was a deliberate attempt by these men to run over Anjali and kill her by dragging, because this is how she was killed. The post-mortem says that she died by shock and hemorrhage caused by antemortal injuries to her lumbar area, which is the lower spine, femur area, which the bone that connects her pelvis to the knee, and that lower limbs were critically damaged, and these were the fatal injuries that caused her death. So certainly if they had stopped, or maybe they had not run over Anjali, and when the scooter collided with the bike, if they had come out of the vehicle to check who the rider is, maybe then she would have been alive by now. This is what the police wants to probe, and this area, this time, when the time duration when the bike collided with the scooter, with the car, this becomes very crucial, because police have not been able to establish the sequence of exact events that unfolded between this period. They are saying that incident took place between 2 a.m. to 2:10 a.m. They are relying completely on statement of these 4 men who have been arrested, and on the statement of Nidhi, which the Special Commissioner Sagarpreet Singh Hooda also came out yesterday and said publicly through a press conference that this woman was with Anjali, Nidhi was with Anjali, and she fled after the accident. So she becomes the only witness in the case from the other side. But what has now come to surface is that Nidhi also was drunk, is what we have learned from our sources in Delhi police, and so were these men, 4 men who have been arrested. They too were heavily inebriated. So can their statements be relied upon? Because both of them belong to different party, to opposition parties, and therefore they will allege, raise allegations against each other. So whose statement to go by, and to
what the
whose statement is to
doctor
be
is
believed?
claiming? We also had the doctor come and speak to the media, Anjali's doctor. Now, he's saying that as per the autopsy report, there are no traces of alcohol. So that is how they are countering that entire claim, the statement that her friend gave that she was inebriated. All that is being countered by the family members.
We put this question to senior police officials who had been investigating this case, and they say that they have, for this purpose, they have preserved the viscera samples from the stomach and intestine to find out whether this woman was inebriated or not. What their claims is that only once the viscera reports are out, they'll be able to establish whether this woman was drunk, because this is what Nidhi has claimed. And now that it has come to fore, police investigators who we know, who have spoken to CNN News 18, they have said that Nidhi too was drunk. So, and both these women had been consuming alcohol in the hotel, and that this she has also said this in a statement that the police have recorded. So see, now these are the allegations, and there's some questions also being raised on statement of Nidhi, on the discrepancies of the CCTV footage, the time that footages are reflecting, and on the actual time of actual event, how they unfolded, and also the larger question on the laxity of police. So too many questions in this case, and the police have not been able to answer or come on record with.
Absolutely. And Anvit, since you mentioned discrepancy of timings when it comes to the CCTV images, the one where we managed to access that actually shows Anjali's friend Nidhi returning to her house, the time is 1:36 a.m. However, she claims that the accident happened between 2 and 3. So there are only two suggestions. Either the time is incorrect in the CCTV visual, or the fact that she's lying.
See, we have put these questions to senior police officials, and they have countered it, and I would like to put it line by line. When we asked them that the CCTV footage shows from the hotel leaving the two women, in which the two women are seen leaving the hotel on one scooter, the footage reflects the time of 1:32 a.m. Senior officials have to say that the time of DVR, it is reflecting wrongly, and that the time in DVR is incorrect, and therefore it is 15 minutes slow, and that is why that discrepancy has risen. When we ask them that what is the time of exact accident, because the car, that Baleno car which is seen in the footage, which reflects a time of 2:04 a.m. When the sleepers can be seen flying out of the car, because the woman was being dragged apparently under the car, they say that they have agreed to that, and they have said that yes, incident somewhere took place between 2 a.m. and 2:10 a.m. Therefore this is the time. The third footage, which is the most crucial, in which we see Nidhi reaching home and also checking her phone. When she reaches home, the time that the CCTV footage reflects, it is 1:36 a.m. And this was the contention, because see, this is the time when when the accident had not even taken place, going by the time that the police had said. So that was one question through which police have replied, saying that the DVR from which this footage has gone viral is actually 50 minutes slow, and that is why this discrepancy has risen. So these are the claims that the Delhi police have to make. Further, when we went on to ask them, if because Nidhi had been claiming that in her statement also she has told her the police that what time did what incident take place. But see, important to note here is that Nidhi came to Nidhi's name surfaced 2 days later. They are saying that Nidhi was drunk on that day as well, when she had been drinking with Anjali. So 2 days later, when Nidhi and Anjali were heavily drunk 2 days ago, can she recall exact time of the incident that she has given to the police?